Coming up on WUTV, an on-campus fire sends students and staff into a frenzy.
And later, see how the sudden change in weather is affecting students' health.
WUTV
starts right now.
Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Bodie Brooks.
And I'm Georgia MacArthur. Have you ever heard a gunshot but never been able to tell where it's coming from?
Well, the University of West Georgia Police Department now can.
WUTV reporter Ashley Russell joins us to give us the latest details. Ashley?
Thank you, Georgia. In order to uphold campus security, UWG Police has implemented a new technology system known as ShotSpotter to help locate crime.
That is in and around campus, and it is designed to detect gunshots, and then it provides instant notification in about 30 seconds to officers in the field so they can respond a lot quicker.
ShotSpotter devices are installed in various locations across campus, as well as all apartment complexes within UPD's jurisdiction. UPD tested the system after installing it, and students have mixed feelings about the technology.
I'm hoping it'll help. I mean, it makes sense that if you don't have to wait for a call, then they'll get there faster.
I kind of feel like it was unnecessary too. Nothing really happened here, like I said.
ShotSpotter can detect 90% of gunfire incidents with the precise location in less than 60 seconds, which helps improve response times.
What we are hoping for is that when someone pulls the trigger on our campus, we will get that immediate notification, and we're no longer going and trying to investigate the crime to find out who did it, but we were able to arrive on scene as the offense is occurring so we can stop that person, arrest them, and deal with the situation right now.
Now, this is some interesting stuff, Ashley. Can you tell us a little bit about how this new system has been used so far? How does the ShotSpotter work?
Yes, so the ShotSpotter system has several sensors installed in and around UWG's campus, and they can pinpoint the sound of a gunshot within a 5 to 10 foot radius.
So Ashley, is this new system working? Have there been any arrests with it so far?
Yes, there have actually been 2 arrests using the ShotSpotter already. One woman was arrested in Carrollton for shooting at several people and hitting her neighbor's car, and another Carrollton man was arrested for firing his gun in the city.
It's awesome to have that technology here. Thank you, Ashley. An on-campus fire shook things up at UWG. My report takes us in depth into what happened. Smoke filled the hallways of the anthropology building, forcing a handful of shocked students and staff to flee from supposed danger. It happened at around 8 p.m. on September 28th. This cell phone video shows firefighters immediately after containing the situation. What fire investigators say was an air conditioner malfunction, which sparked an electrical fire. Information Technology Services technician Vincent Saponara was inside when it happened.
Started smelling electrical smoke, thought it was my computer, came out here, whole bottom floor was covered in smoke, electrical smell.
The fire was out in roughly 15 minutes and caused no major structural damage. A few folks inside were a little shaken up, but no one was hurt. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Bodie Brooks.
Things are changing this semester on UWG's campus. Housing and Residence Life is implementing new policies to ensure security in the residence halls.
Students living on campus can expect stricter rules when it comes to guests and security. Stephen Whitlock, Director of Housing and Residence Life, is taking new measurements to implement these new policies.
Well, our residents have asked for awareness that guests were registered, and it has been a priority of the university to respond to that. We have increased our response to weekly patrols. I shouldn't say weekly patrols, let me say daily patrols of the residence halls. And we've also increased our number of security cameras around the residence halls to be able to monitor and respond to areas of concern.
The department is working hard along with campus police to maintain student safety. Resident assistants go through multiple training sessions to handle different situations and are required to do an ID check at all entrances.
But this year we brought in Chief Tom Sacenti, and he not only did de-escalation techniques, we also did some active shooter training with our RAs this year.
The number of incidents are already lower than they were in the last year. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Tariana Wingate.
Reports of phishing scams are at an all-time high at the University of West Georgia. If you have received any emails asking if you are available or asking for an urgent favor, be very careful, as these are the telltale signs of phishing scams. If you choose to click on any of the links in these types of emails, be aware that it could allow for malicious activity on your account. Your best bet in any of these situations is to simply delete the email immediately.
Flu season is right around the corner, and staying healthy is becoming more costly.
Health Services is increasing their prices and adding new fees for service. Student government senators came armed with questions for Health Services Director Angie Bradley after students received an email just before school started about new fees for services at the UWG Health Center. Previously, a trip to the health center was covered almost entirely by the health fee all students pay along with their tuition. Now all lab tests done in-house and prescription medication will cost extra, and now there is a no-show fee. But the biggest change is now an appointment at the health center will cost you $20 per visit.
We as UWG have desire to continue to maintain and offer medical services and health services to our students on campus.
Health Services Director Angie Bradley explains that the health fee just isn't enough to cover the rising costs of health care.
So that $101 fee has been flat for a 9-year period. And certainly during that 9-year period, we have seen many things associated with our operations change and expenses rise.
These new fees may make you wonder, why are you paying a health fee in the first place when it now costs money just to use the health center? You will be pleased to know there are some services still being offered for free, and
if there are fees for the services and an individual does have insurance and they wish to submit that claim to their insurance carrier, we can provide them with the form necessary to mail that in and have that reimbursement sent direct to them.
Reporting for WUTV, I'm Bodie Brooks. Get your money on the go. There is now a new way for college students to receive their financial aid. WUTV reporter Ana E. Perez gives us the latest details.
Student Aid app is a new method to complete your FAFSA this school year. According to InsideHigherEd.com, more than 95% of Americans own a cell phone. Many students should find the app accessible. A financial aid advisor shared on how he hopes it will affect students at UWG.
Creating a new method to foster accessibility. I think always the aim is to, of course, enhance the student experience, but also to create more timely completion. And I think we will see that. I don't know exactly what the numbers will look like. I haven't seen any sort of projections, but I do anticipate that a new way to do it, a new way to access the FAFSA should hopefully, get students doing it sooner and in a more timely way.
Several students at UWG depend on financial aid and share their thoughts about My Student Aid app.
To like Horse Den and everything, so I use that way more than I get on the computer, so I'm happy to have that app too, so I'm gracious for these apps.
The app provides customized experience for students and parents. It is compatible with iOS and Android phones. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Ana E. Perez.
Coming up next, we'll take a look into how the Georgia State Legislature is looking to improve Medicaid benefits.
And later, it's almost time to head to the polls, but some Georgia residents are getting a head start. Find out where and when you can cast your ballot on WUTV.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Disabled Georgians may no longer have to spend years on a waiting list for Medicaid assistance. A Georgia Senate study is holding meetings across the state to address the issue, and they made their first stop right here at UWG.
If you would, state your name and your role.
For many intellectually and developmentally disabled people, living a normal life can become a daily struggle, and a costly one at that. In Georgia, there exists a medical waiver that curbs the cost of essential services, but the waiting list is just too long. This woman sharing her story of the struggle to find care for her brother.
I called the Department of Behavioral Health, Region 6, and found out that Wesley had actually been on the waiting list since 2001.
State Senator Mike Dugan, who represents Carrollton, is leading the charge to address what he and many other state senators see as a growing problem with regulation. In this case, numerous agencies performing rigorous inspections for the waivers, but all basically doing the same thing and only dragging out the process.
Can we trim those down, use the money that has gone into the administration of those different agencies to do these different, separate inspections that seem to look a lot the same, that we can actually use that money to get more people involved in the programs?
The first of 3 meetings was held here on UWG's campus with local providers. The committee will now meet with the 1 state and 5 federal agencies that oversee the waiver process and meet a third, final time to compromise and draft legislation by December 1st. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Bodie Brooks. In other news, Carroll County is planning to invest more than $1 million into its school system to beef up its security measures.
Carroll County Board of Education voted to invest over $1 million to upgrade security measures across the district. The funds will be used for things such as access control doors and the overall hardening of all campuses. Carroll County School System is partnering with locally owned business Security Solutions to begin the project immediately. Director of Partnerships and Communication, Charity Aaron, says the work for this project continues an effort from the district to focus on safety in all Carroll County schools. State-of-the-art cameras were installed across all campuses last year, and the district recently hired a security coordinator to assist with the implementation of additional safety measures. The project is scheduled to be completed by spring of 2019. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Ashley Russell.
Temperatures have dropped rapidly, signaling that we have officially made it to fall season. But as refreshing as cooler weather may sound, it's also caused many people to get sick. One of the most common sickness this time of year is the flu, and it is definitely beginning to show up in many people's lives. If you have been sneezing, coughing, and feeling under the weather, you can most likely blame that on the symptoms of the flu. The CDC reports last year's flu season was one of the worst on record. Although this year is set to be better than last, you can get ahead of the game by getting a flu shot. If you do happen to get sick, though, over-the-counter remedies are available at your local drugstore that can help fight through the flu. It's your voice, your vote. Early voting for Georgia is in full swing for all 159 counties, but there is a little time left to make your vote count. Voting is available Monday through Friday and is also available on some Saturdays. Absentee by mail early voting is also still available, and there are already about 45,000 ballots that have been mailed in. That's twice as much as there were 4 years ago at this time.
Coming up on your WTV weather forecast, we'll get you all set for Halloween temperatures. As temperatures continue to drop comfortably into the 60s, you probably won't have to worry about picking a raincoat with your costume, but it'll be a different story towards the end of the week and heading into your weekend. We'll tell you all you need to know, but as we head into the break, check out this fall festive scene of UWG students taking a break from class to carve some pumpkins. We'll be right back after this.
Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on
it. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Good afternoon, everyone. Stormy Mazzell here with your weekly WTV weather forecast. We're looking at a much cooler week ahead of us for Halloween. Temperatures will be in the 60s through most of the week. A lot of overcast and scattered showers are expected throughout the week, but the chance of precipitation remains fairly low until we get to Friday, where our chance of precipitation increases from 20% to 60%. Looking at Halloween itself, which will be on Wednesday, it appears we will only have a 10% chance of precipitation, which should be nice. Now let's look at our 5-day forecast. As you can see, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it'll be pretty sunny. Well, really Monday through Thursday, it'll be really sunny. Temperatures in the 60s during the day, mid to low 60s, with the low temperatures in the evening going to the high 30s and the high 40s as well. Looking into Thursday and Friday, our chance of precipitation will increase. However, temperatures will increase with it. The high for Thursday, 68. High for Friday, 70, and the lows will be in the 50s. So that'll be pretty nice for the weekend. That's going to be all for the WTV weather updates that we have for you. When we come back from break, Ms. Tariana Wingate will get you caught up on all things UWG sports. Keep it here.
I'm Tariana Wingate. Only one home game left in the season for the UWG volleyball team. The Wolves had a tragic loss against the West Florida Argonauts, losing 3 sets in a row. For most of the match, the Wolves went point for point with the Argos, but ended the first set in a 25-20 loss. In the second set, Emil Harris served 3 aces and allowed the Wolves to score 7 straight points to take the lead to 17-10. The set was looking promising for the Wolves, but the Argos ended up taking the set by winning 29-27. The third match also ended in a loss. Aisha Ambrose had her career high and led the Wolves with 13 kills for the night. Senior day for the Wolves soccer team allowed them to clinch a berth in the Gulf South Conference tournament. The Wolves topped the Christian Brother Buccaneers 3-0 in the first game and also topped the Union Bulldogs 4-1 on senior day. In both games, sophomore Jasmine Santiago scored a hat trick, scoring 3 goals in the match. Her back-to-back hat tricks allowed her to be named one of the GSC Players of the Week. It was a tough homecoming game for the Wolves, but the third-ranked Wolves were able to pull out the win against the West Alabama Tigers and maintain their undefeated record. The Tigers scored early in the first quarter to take the lead, but junior Willie Candler responded by throwing a touchdown to tie the game at 7-7. That touchdown was caught by senior Malik Henry, who led the receivers with 7 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. On the defense, Montrell Pardue blocked the West Alabama punt late in the first half, and although the Wolves did not score on that possession, they were able to hold the West Alabama offense from scoring and went into the half up 1 score. Corey Rogers led the Wolves defense with 9 tackles, and Pardue was not far behind with 7. The player of the game, Tyler Jack, was able to keep the Tigers from scoring on their 2-point conversion attempt, which kept the game from going into overtime and the Wolves to continue on 8-0. This win allowed the Wolves to take the #1 spot in their regional rankings on Division II football. Basketball season is quickly approaching with the first home game on November 17th against the Benedict College Tigers at 5:30. That's all the sports updates I have for you. Keep it here. This is WTV.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
The University of West Georgia has won a HEED Award. WUTV reporter Matt Smith has more on the achievement. The first time UWG has won since the award's creation in 2012.
HEED, or Higher Education Excellence in Diversity, is given out by Insight into Diversity magazine. It is given to campuses across the U.S. and Canada who strive to achieve diversity.
And applying for it was very useful because it allowed the Office for the Center for Diversity and Inclusion to collect that data. And then we were pleased that we actually received an award recognition.
As the University of West Georgia continues to expand, so does the makeup of the campus itself.
We've literally doubled the number of students in that identity category on our campus, changing the demographics of our campus, and will continue to do so. You know, we are at the tipping point of becoming what we call a majority-minority institution.
West Georgia continues to be more diverse every year. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Matthew Smith.
Get your jackets and sweaters because fall is finally here. And what better way to get into this season than taking a trip to the pumpkin patch? Reporter Emily Conklin has more.
Old McDermott's Farm is located in Carrollton, Georgia, and has plenty of fall activities that you can do. Kenny McDermott, who's the owner of the farm, mentions all the fun things that you can do while visiting the farm.
You know, in the fall we have the pumpkins, so people want to come and get photos for pumpkins. We have the corn maze, hay rides, duck races. I mean, you have a big pit with kids can play in kernel corn. And a lot of people just come just to get away and just come out into the country and just enjoy family.
So if you're looking for some quality family time or just some fun fall activities to do, Old McDermott's will be the place for you. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Emily Conklin.
And that's all the news we have for you today on WUTV. Don't forget to watch us on Channel 13.1 on campus and Channel 180 off campus.
To keep up with all the latest sports and weather, follow us on Twitter and like us on our Facebook page.
Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next time.